Who made some calls? Awesome. I want to hear some insight, something you learned that surprised you, something really good that came out of the call. Just jump to the mic. I'd love to hear it.
Hello. I had 4 calls, 2 with referral partners and 2 with past clients. Because the referral partners issue came up earlier and we were talking about like what would we do with the referral partner, and I think someone suggested sending a lead magnet that we could then share, that they could then share with their clients. I asked the question, would you do that? And they said it would really depend on what it is.
Right. It's got to be good. It's got to be
Right.
useful.
Well, not only that, but it was the issue that they had is, you know, especially as other attorneys, because that's where most of my other referrals come from, is that they're sensitive about who they're referring and how they're referring it, and not sure if they would even take that next step. So for me, that was the next question is talking to more of my referral partners to see if this is even something that they would do, because if they're not, why waste the time and energy developing something that they're not going to do?
So the only thing I'll say about that is if you create a lead magnet that is useful to your PNCs, I can almost promise you that a referral source is when they see like the opportunity, I've seen it happen a lot. I would be surprised if like they might not get it based on the phone conversation, like they might not fully understand what you're talking about, but if you give them a good quality report or video lesson or whatever, I would be surprised if they don't share it. And worst case, even if they don't share it, you still created something that's good and useful for your actual PNCs.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I'm not saying like, if you have other things that you want to create first that you're more confident are going to be used, go for it. But like that wouldn't be a wasted effort.
Okay, that's a good point. And the other thing I did with the 2 clients, that the theme that for both of them was overwhelm and anxiety, which I knew that the anxiety thing was there, but the overwhelm part really wasn't registering for me. And they were like, when you're the one that's always solving your own problems and you don't know what to do next, and I was like, oh, that's what it is.
That's fantastic. So that's a great word to work into the messaging.
Yeah.
Love it.
Thanks.
Awesome.
So one of I called another woman client who actually we resolved her case, but I've heard this before, but I'm trying to figure out how to use it in marketing, if anything. But she said one of the biggest reasons why she called me was because I was a woman. There aren't a lot of women PI attorneys compared to the number of men in our state.
Are you doing video?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because that's going to be a really great way to, like, instead of standing there, like, waving, being like, hey, I'm a woman,
right.
Like, we just put the video out, everybody sees it, and it's going to work really well. So, good.
Yeah, and I did get, so I usually don't, on gas calls, get another client, because they don't always like, just happen to have gotten in a car crash or whatever, but sometimes they'll refer someone, you know, and it just reminds them. But I did get a Google review, or she says she's going to do one, so
awesome.
That was good.
That is a great outcome.
Yeah, and the main reason why she wanted to get an attorney is because this happens all the time. The insurance company called her up and threatened her of like faking injuries. I mean, they were just rude to her. So
awesome.
How you doing?
Hey.
So calls went really well. One of the things I was really trying to listen for was to cue on things that clients said in their own words that we can then hopefully sort of translate into some catchphrases or some lead magnet headliners and things like that. So I talked to a client of mine recently who passed away, her husband passed away, and she didn't pass away, her husband passed away. We bill a lot more for those conversations than we do for the ones with the surviving spouses. And but she put it, I mean, we're trying to find a way to succinctly catch everyone's attention. She put it in about as smooth and I think as communicative a way as possible. She said, I'm just trying to navigate this transition from us to me. And it tugged at my heartstrings, and, you know, we've had conversations, and she's obviously struggling with it. But I thought to myself, we can immediately work that into some type of, you know, managing that, and we can build something around that, and that's going to catch, I think, a lot of people's eyes, because it's a sentiment they all share. And I've had 2 of those conversations this week. This lady was in her 70s, the other woman was in her 50s, And it was this, I mean, she had lost her husband. This one was married 52 years. She's married 5 years. It was the same conversation. Obviously, age doesn't matter.
Are you doing video?
Yes, we are.
So I could see that being a great theme, like us to me, almost like the title of the series.
Yep.
And then you kind of cover, there's like a multiple of chapters.
Yeah, 3 things to ask yourself, three things to think about as navigating this transition from us to me.
Yeah,
And so
really good.
we'll be building a bunch of stuff around that because it says it in a way that doesn't sound too.
Yeah.
It just catches the issue really well. So we'll be doing
it sounds
that.
like a book title,
Yeah,
honestly.
exactly.
Great.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll be working on that. So pay attention, Boston people. We'll be working on that.
Yeah.
Right. So one call in particular that I had with, she's a current client now, of course turned into more of a gas call, as most of these should. Give a shit calls if anybody doesn't know what that means. But and it went really well. She let me know that she has 2 other people she's sending our way, and she was actually referred by a previous client as well. So we're just kind of keeping that going, which is awesome.
Awesome.
I wanted to add to, I know, because I kind of brought up the whole referral source thing, so maybe I opened up a can of worms yesterday. But there's more than one way for that to use a lead magnet. I mean, you had it up on the screen as well, is to do like speaking opportunities and stuff with them too. It doesn't have to be necessarily something you send them to send to their clients. You could have like a speaking opportunity with them. I just recently had a meeting with a financial advisor where we sat down and talked about her doing a day like seminar where Leslie could come up and speak, and as part of that, and that could be another lead magnet.
Yeah.
We also do 2 newsletters that go out for estate planning, but one goes to clients, and the other one actually goes to referral partners. They're 2 separate newsletters, one aimed at one crowd and the other aimed at the other.
Awesome.
So it's more to help the financial advisor or the referral source, not necessarily help them with their clients, not necessarily for them to give to their clients, but to help them with their clients.
Perfect.
So
yeah, good work. I love it. Awesome. Good job, guys. Thanks for making those calls, everybody. Good work. Okay. So where are we? We have created outlines for lead magnets. What are we doing next? We are creating the landing page to get people to download the lead magnet, right? We created the resource. I'm going to skip ahead and show you some examples here. Just got to go way ahead. We created the resource, or at least the outline for the resource, that you're going to hand to a copywriter or finish on your own or whatever. And now we are creating the actual page in which people request your lead magnet. They fill out the form to get the lead magnet. So in this example, this is a how to manage landing page, 151 ways to get new client checklist. So they created their checklist, that's their lead magnet. This is the page where people go to request the lead magnet. Everybody good with that? I know we've been talking a lot, and there's a lot of funnels and lead magnet, and it's getting confusing. So I just want to be sure what we're about to work on is strategizing a landing page for each of the lead magnets that you created. So you've created 3 lead magnet outlines. Now we're going to create 3 landing page outlines. I want to encourage you. We're creating a blueprint here. We're not completing a finished product. So a lot of you have been really like wordsmithing and really trying to polish this, which is great, but just don't feel pressure that you have to have everything completely figured out and perfect. You are just creating a blueprint so that either you, over the next couple of weeks, or a copywriter, or whoever you end up working with, and we're going to get to that in probably tomorrow, has a blueprint and an outline that they can use to create the content kind of in accordance with the strategy that we're creating now. So we're gonna be moving a little bit faster this afternoon, and I don't want you to feel like you have to get everything perfect. I want you to do your best and make sure that you've kind of captured the spirit of what needs to be built rather than trying to build it perfectly. Like, you're creating the architectural sketch, you're not building the building. Make sense? Cool. Yeah.
How busy should a landing page be? You know, I have a couple of drafted. It's basically like 3 questions, and if you answered yes to any of these, we may have a solution for you. The one you posted before seems to have a lot more words.
So the question was, how busy should a landing page be? The answer is it depends. Let's talk through the ingredients and what goes into a landing page. I'm going to show you some examples. And if you still aren't sure, let's talk about it. Cool? Yeah, Eric.
I don't know if you're going to cover this or not, but I spoke to my marketing person, and she had this question about the lead magnet itself, and like how much in it should it be like call us, or really hard sell to get them to do something from
Yeah.
the lead magnet.
So the question, which is a good question from Eric, is how in the lead magnet itself, how hard should we be selling? Like, should it be every other word is call us? And the answer is no. It shouldn't be a hard sale. You should give them the value that you promised them, and it should typically close with a call to action that says, whatever the transition is, call us for more help on this. Right? So it's typically going to be closing with a call to action, not running your call to action throughout the entire thing.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. So ingredients of an effective landing page, and I'm going to show you some examples here too. Simple, clean layout. I want it to be clean and not visually overwhelming. Kind of the key of a website homepage or a landing page is the viewer needs to, like, their eye, they need to know where they're supposed to look. So you don't want to show people like this confusing jumble of text. You want to have a clean layout. You want to have a clear headline. I'll show you some examples in a minute, but the goal is clean and simple. Okay, we don't want to scare people. We don't want to intimidate people. We don't want to make people work too hard to read this stuff. We want to make it easy. What makes a landing page is the next point. There are no navigation menu options. This is not just a page on your website where up at the top there's a menu that says home, about, contact us. Your landing page should not have that menu bar. When someone lands on your landing page, the only thing you want them to do is download the lead magnet. That is it. That is the only call to action you should have on your landing page. And so you definitely can't give them a navigation option, because then what ends up happening is they click on your ad, they go to your landing page, and then they're like, oh, let me look at the firm bios, let me look at where they're located on them. And before you know it, they've lost that sense of urgency, and so they don't actually download the resource. The sole and express purpose of the landing page is to get them to download the resource. You always want to have a strong, powerful headline. It's to grab their attention right away. You have to tell them what's in it for them. By the way, this is on page something of your workbook, too. Page 50 of your workbook. Thank you. Benefit-oriented copy. So you want to give them usually some bullet points. What's in it for them, right? Why should they download this? So it's not getting into legalese. It's telling them, how is this resource going to make your life better? How is it going to make your life better? What is the benefit you're going to get from reading this thing or watching this video or going to this webinar or coming to this event? How is it going to make your life better? You want to go short paragraphs, use bullet points if possible. Like, you really don't want to overwhelm people with text here. We want to keep these light, easy. I want someone to be able to skim it in 20 or 30 seconds, ideally. Like, you can't give people a wall of text. It can be challenging, especially for a lot of lawyers, because there's so much that you think is relevant, you think is important. You really need to work to just create a clean, simple landing page. You want to have a clear, simple call to action. Click here to download the report. Like, we don't want to confuse people with a bunch of different options. And you want to create some urgency, right? You can do that. If you're doing an event, you say, you have a little countdown timer that gives people 3 days to register or 12 hours to register, whatever the case may be, or you create urgency with your copy. Bottom line, when someone lands on your landing page, you need to create some urgency to motivate them to take action. Just a few headline examples. Revealed 5 steps to turn around your struggling restaurant. 9 strategies to keep your small business from getting legally screwed. Free webinar, how to protect your children during divorce. Free 5 estate planning tools you must have in place by age 50. So this could be, like, if you have a really good title from your lead magnet, maybe that just becomes the headline. Or maybe you tweak it slightly. But strong headlines that convey the benefit. So this is a how to manage landing page. So you've got a headline, 151 ways to get new clients checklist, couple short sentences. Making the decision to own your own law firm can be scary, especially when you realize attracting clients is 100% up to you. Lead generation doesn't have to be hard. In fact, there are simple ways you can attract new leads, and we've compiled them all for you in this checklist. And then these are some of the benefits. You'll get tools and strategies to attract the clients you want and avoid the ones you don't. Tips to becoming memorable to your prospects so that you stay top of mind. Simple practices to maximize the possibility of repeat clients and referrals. Several ways to offer customer-facing value that positions you as the go-to choice. The easy client attraction shortcuts that most lawyers miss. I'm going to leave this up here. I'm going to come back to this because this is kind of a good template as you are creating your blueprint.
Where's the urgency part?
Yeah, so this one doesn't have I've seen some how to manage landing pages where they say things like, limited supply, there's only 100 of these, there's only 100 seats. This one doesn't necessarily have explicit urgency, but I would argue that they create some urgency in this copy up here because they just create some pain, right? They kind of stir up some pain. I'm stressed out because I realize that attracting clients is 100% my responsibility, so it stirs up a little bit of pain. But listen, not every landing page, even a great landing page, is necessarily going to check every single box. Question?
Yes. Can you compare and contrast with the landing page with the ad that got them there? I mean, does it need to have more information, less information?
So we're going to create the landing page first, and we're going to do the ad next. Okay?
Okay.
And the landing, I'm just going to leave it at that. We're going to create the landing page right now, and the next module is creating the ad.
Okay, thanks.
Cool. All right, just a few other examples outside the legal industry. So this is like, I don't even know what this company does, the Adventure Junkies, and their lead magnet is like a checklist for a summer day hike. And this is super short, super simple. Where should we send your packing list? Let us know below where you want to receive it. Is this fantastic? Not necessarily. It doesn't. I would like them to have some bullet points and a little bit more value, but I'm just giving you the kind of picture that there are more than one way to skin a cat here. This one, another one I took from Sam's website because they do an awesome job with this. Has COVID impacted your business? Do you owe $100K in taxes or more to the IRS or California? And then don't live in fear, how it speaks to the emotion. I think that's really good. Don't live in fear. Build a tax action plan. And then you've got a little bit of copy, and you fill out the form, and now you get the resource. I'm going to skip this one. It's not that great. Here's another how to manage landing page. You note that it's a very simple, similar format, right? You've got a headline, growing your law firm doesn't have to be hard. Little bit of copy, and then here are the benefit statements. Boost your sales conversions, understand and upgrade the key components of your law firms, get the only metrics you need to know to double or triple your revenue. Right? See the formula here? Freshly is a food delivery company, super simple, get $40 off. Here's a good example of creating some urgency. Orders are running out, lock in your meals now. Page 51. So we're going to do 3 of these, one for each of the lead magnets. I gave you space to come up with 3 different headlines. If you feel inspired and you want to try to come up with a few different headlines, go for it. But also, if you just want to work on one headline, that's totally fine. The key benefits are, I'm going to flip back to the how to manage template. Key benefits are these right here. So just a few bullet points of how the lead magnet is going to make their life better once they read it. So speaking into the problem that the lead magnet is going to help them solve. And then the call to action, all I want you to do here is come up with an idea for like what the button itself should say. Because a lot of people, the button just says something like, download now. And you can just be a little more expressive, a little more exciting than that. So come up with just an idea of something different you can put on the button. Yes, I'm in. Please send it to me now. Just some sort of phrase to create a little urgency and a little excitement. So we're going to do the same thing that we did earlier. We're going to get to work, and then myself and our CEO team will kind of circulate. Raise your hands if you have questions, and we'll get to you and answer them. So let's get some music, and let's get to it. Most of you, for your headline, honestly, the title of your lead magnet is going to make a really good headline. So just start there. You probably can just use the title as your headline. The way this works, the flow for your customer is they're going to fill out this landing page in order to get the lead magnet. So they come to this landing page, and then they get the lead magnet. So that's the order here. It's not lead magnet. Like, they complete the landing page, then they get the lead magnet. Everybody clear on the sequence there? I'd love to hear some examples that you feel good about. Come on up to the mic. And if you're not there yet, keep working. Raise your hand if you need help.
Okay, so here's number one, Jerry Carter with Sierra Crest Business Law Group.
A little closer to the mic, Jerry.
Yeah. Break up with your business partner without ruining your life.
Break up with your business partner without ruining your life.
That'd be your headline.
That's the
Then
headline.
the benefits would be discover when you should start planning the business breakup, which business partner problems require immediate action, and red flags that your partner may be taking advantage of you.
Really good. Really good. And the call to action is
Download the free video.
cool. Good work. I like it.
Okay, thanks.
Anybody else? Number of key benefits, anywhere from 3 to 6, okay? Like 3 powerful benefits is fine. You don't necessarily have to have 6 benefits. 3 benefits, 4, 5. Honestly, 6 is a little more than I like. I'd prefer if you had no more than 5. So 3 to 5 strong benefit statements, and less is more. Like, I'd rather just 3 good ones than throw on 2 mediocre ones at the end. So just let's go for 1 good headline idea, 3 benefits, and then move on to the next landing page. Anybody want to share? Come on up to the mic if you got something you want to share. Yeah, John. We'll line up. So you go ahead.
Okay.
John, you can go next.
All right, thanks. Again, my report is the 5 things you need to know before you fire your contractor. On the benefits in this free report, you will learn when it's time to cut your contractor loose, how to retake control of your home and project, what your contractor will do after you terminate him, and what you should do after firing your contractor to protect yourself.
Yes.
Right.
Well done.
Thanks.
Love it.
Okay, so Jonathan with the Gray, and I'm going to try marketing for the first time for a law firm.
Let's hear it.
So, kids in one pocket, cash in the other. Prepare for divorce with your kids by your side and money in your pocket. Key benefits: don't get caught off guard in your case. Spend more time with your kids. Don't lose your wallet through the process. And then my call to action button would say, it's a yes for me. So
Cool.
they click. And
Cool.
click here now to receive a free resource guide to prepare for your divorce in California while supplies last, so it creates urgency.
Cool. So only thing I'm going to suggest is there's a lot happening in that headline.
Okay.
Like maybe the headline needs to lose a clause or two. It's a little bit too much of a mouthful. But you're definitely on the right track, and I love the benefit statements.
Okay,
Yeah,
great,
good
thank
work.
you.
I'm trying marketing too. I'm Jennifer Novak. I clean up environmental legal messes. The headline would be, don't throw business profits down the storm drain.
Okay.
The benefits would be that you could learn what puts your business on the radar of environmental plaintiffs, the 5 most common mistakes businesses make that expose them to higher penalties, what to expect if you've been threatened with a citizen suit, and what you can do now to avoid being dragged into a lawsuit.
I think it's very strong.
The call to action would be sign up for our free webinar and live Q&A and protect your business today.
Great. Like it. Good job.
Thanks.
Okay, The headline is the top 3 things affluent people need to know to make sure their loved ones are protected without overpaying the tax man when they die.
Okay.
Benefits, number 1, understand how to ensure your loved ones are protected and their future is secured. 2, learn whether your loved ones are likely to be hit with an estate tax. And 3, discover what you can do to make sure a child's inheritance is not lost to a divorce or a creditor.
So I like it. I would make another benefit statement, don't overpay the tax man, and pull that out of your headline and put it in as a benefit statement. Just because there's a lot happening in your headline.
Okay.
And I think the don't overpay the tax man is a great, really great benefit statement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And then call to action, I just had yes, send to me now.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Nice. Good work, John. Does everybody have at least one landing page outline they feel good with? I know not everybody has gotten through 3. Okay, so you got 1, which means we can move on to the next step, which is creating the ad. We've got about 20 minutes before a break, and so we'll just see how far we get here. So we've created the lead magnet itself. We've created the blueprint for the lead magnet itself, the outline. We've created the blueprint for the landing page, which is the place where people request the lead magnet. And now the question is, how the hell do we get traffic to the landing page so that people will actually download the lead magnet that we spent all this time creating? Do you guys want to see an example of what A/B testing can look like? Yes. Okay. So you're not going to do anything with this information. You're not doing these A/B tests. You're going to ask your vendor, part of the scope of work for a vendor is that they need to A/B test. But I'm going to show you how it should work just conceptually, because I want you guys to know how this works because people get confused about this. So the concept of A/B testing is you are testing one single variable at a time to see what works best. You guys, think back to science class and when you started doing experiments. And do you remember how they taught you that you can only change one variable at a time? Because if you change 2 variables at a time and the outcome changes, you don't know which variable it was that led to a different outcome. So the idea in running experiments, which is what this is all about, is you have to test one single variable at a time. There are a ton of different variables you can test. One of the highest leverage, one of the things that makes the biggest difference is the headline. So this is just an example. This is outside the legal industry. This is a landing page. It's an IT services company. And what I want you to see here is how everything on this landing page, every detail is the same as I click through these different versions, only the headline is different. And you use software there are a ton of tools out there. There's a tool called Unbounce, Lead Pages. Don't even worry right now. But the idea is they track and determine which variant works best. So here's a landing page with a headline, "Frustrated with your IT provider." Next landing page is exactly the same. All that changes is the headline, "Are you tired of mediocre IT support?" It's the only change. Third headline, "Stop settling for poor IT support." Nothing changes except the headline. And so when you spend 3 months sending traffic to this page and you learn that headline B converted at 20% and the other 2 headlines converted at 10%, well, now guess what we're going to do? We're going to send all the traffic to the variant that performed the best. And we might even then create a new variant and see if you can beat that one. But that's the idea here, is you choose one variable at a time, and you test different options, and you see which one works the best. Another example, all that's going to change here is the text of this button. Literally nothing is going to change except the text of that button. It now says, "Book now." We have another one that says, "Show me a better way." And we have the third one says, "Yes, I'm ready for better IT." I know this stuff seems minute. Can that really make a difference? Yes, it really makes a difference. It's shocking. Little things, the color of this button can make a difference. Little details make a huge difference. And there's a lot of software out there. Again, I don't want you guys to try to get into doing this yourself, But tomorrow, as we talk about kind of the process of hiring vendors and all of that, you'll get a scope of work that you can give them. But just understand there are a lot of tools out there that you can run these A/B tests. Your vendors can run these A/B tests simply. It makes a huge difference. The vast majority of legal marketing vendors that I've had conversations with don't do this. They could do it. They don't do it because it's extra work for them, right? And so honestly, more than anything else, it's just laziness. So this is an example of how we need to hold vendors accountable and make sure they're doing everything that they should be doing in order to maximize the return on your investment. And A/B testing is a huge part of that. Make sense? Cool. So, okay. So we've created a lead magnet. We've created the outline for a lead magnet landing page. Now, how do we get traffic to your lead magnet? We're going to create an ad, and we can do this online, we can do this offline. The simplest, most direct place to start is usually digital. I was having a conversation at the break. Facebook, almost all the time, especially if you're B2C, is the first place to start running digital ads. Facebook ads, I can tell you from seeing thousands and thousands of campaigns, that Facebook ads almost always perform the best in terms of cheaper clicks and lower cost per lead than, say, Google pay-per-click or other options. So if you're not on Facebook yet, that's one of the first places that you want to start is Facebook. LinkedIn is a good option if you are B2B. LinkedIn is typically a little bit more expensive. You also typically get better quality leads. You don't have to make those decisions right now, but what we're going to talk about is how to create an ad that you can use on one of those platforms. So, and I'm going to show examples here in just a second. Rule number 1, and this is in the workbook, speak directly to your target audience. Speak to them. Don't talk about yourself. Speak directly into the problem that you're going to help them solve. Number 2 is get to the point quickly. Listen, social media, my God, the attention span on social media is 0, right? Everybody is one click away from TikTok, from Instagram Reels. There's just a never-ending hamster wheel of content. So if you are asking your PNC to spend 45 seconds reading your wall of text, there's a 0% chance they're going to do it. Attention spans are nothing on social media, so you got to get to the point quickly. You need to address the specific problem or opportunity. You need to tell them what's in it for them. A lot of these themes are sounding familiar, right? The same things that we said with a landing page apply here as well. Tell them what's in it for them, how it's going to make their life better. Short paragraphs. Don't create a lot of copy. Keep plenty of white space. I don't want long paragraphs. And create urgency. So this is the how to manage example that corresponds. Remember I showed you the landing page last time. This is how they get traffic to that landing page. So this shows up on your Facebook news feed. See how short, plenty of white space, speaks directly to the problem? Does your law firm have a steady flow of leads? Are you bringing in qualified leads? Download our checklist for free and see if you're doing all that you can to support your business. Direct, quick, to the point. Freshly, which we were looking at this landing page yesterday, struggling to eat right? Get a pre-portioned chef-cooked meal delivered fresh, pre-portioned chef-cooked meals delivered fresh for $6.16. Offer ends soon. Click here, and they have kind of their 3 benefit statements. They put them on the ad. You can do it. You don't have to do it, right? This is something that we want your vendor to test. Chef-cooked meals delivered fresh, 100% nutritious, whole ingredients, carb-conscious, no excess sugar. Another one from How to Manage. I just want you to see how kind of formulaic this is. Are you ready to take your small law firm to the next level of growth and success? For a limited time only, download the Business Plan Development Workbook for free and get a one-on-one implementation call with one of our experts. You see the urgency here? For a limited time only, right? So that's time-based urgency. So we've got a lead magnet outline. You've got a landing page outline for each lead magnet. Now we're going to create some copy, like the message for the ad, to get people to stop scrolling through Facebook and to go check out your landing page. So on page 59 is a simple, this is the format I want you to follow. So in the column that says lead magnet, just put the title of your lead magnet. Okay? That's all you're doing. Put the title of your lead magnet. So how to protect your kids during divorce. That's the title of the lead magnet. And then 2 or 3 sentences to get people to click through and go download the lead magnet. So the lead magnet is how to protect your kids during divorce. The ad copy is if you're considering divorce, it's important to make sure that your kids are protected. Join us on Date for a free webinar. We'll teach you 5 critical steps to protect your kids through the divorce process. It's free, but space is limited. RSVP now to save your spot. So I want you to do one of those for each lead magnet. And again, I don't want you to kill yourselves trying to wordsmith and get this perfect. This isn't building it. This is creating a blueprint for it. So do your best. Do one for each lead magnet. So in about 4 minutes, there's going to be food out there. So we're just going to open the doors up, and if you want to go grab some food and take a little bit of a break, feel free. If you want to just keep working right through the break, that's totally fine. So let's jump into this. Raise your hands if you have questions, and we'll circulate and make sure everybody's on track. All right. Here, I've actually got a handheld. Okay, that's cool.
Alrighty.
Okay, so title of the lead magnet, and then read me the ad.
Okay, so title of the lead magnet is Stuck in a Marriage You're Not Happy In. Here's what to do now. And the ad copy says, are you stuck in a marriage and unhappy with your relationship? Are you thinking of filing for divorce but scared to take the next steps? Click here to learn what steps to take before filing for divorce.
Fantastic. Well done. I love it.
Thanks.
Good job, Sam. Anybody else? Anybody else? All right.
All right, the name of the magnet is 5 Things to Know If You're Injured in a Car Accident. And here's the copy. Were you injured in a car accident? Has the claim process left you frustrated? Click here to download a free report. We'll teach you 5 critical things you need to know in order to successfully navigate your insurance claim. This is free, but the offer's limited. Click now for your report.
Boom. Love it. Great job.
Awesome, thanks.
Cool. Anybody need more time to work on their ad? Okay. 5, 10 more minutes, and then we'll move on.